missed my drink. What is up, everybody? That's joining me this evening here on the Baitman page. We are going to talk about creature baits tonight, and as always, once I get done, I'm going to upload this video to YouTube up on my channel. Really appreciate all the guys that's been subscribing, watching the videos. I just uploaded a video late last night, Lake X, catching a few janks on Lake X. So be sure to watch that video if you haven't. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment. The more interaction we can get on the videos, the more it pushes these to the top. And hopefully we can get a little ad so I can buy some new cameras and some cool stuff for you guys. What's up, Tim? Hey, Leo, how's it going? What's up, Tracy Gaines? So tonight we're going to talk about one of my favorite baits of all time is creature baits. And I'm kind of going to avoid the beaver style baits because that's kind of a whole deal by itself. So we're going to talk about brush hogs and stuff like that. Hey, thank you, Brian. I really appreciate it. So do me a favor, guys. Hit that thumbs up button for me. Make sure you hit the share button, and we'll get going on the show. But I do have a few new products I want to show you guys that just come in this afternoon. Literally, Ryan Archery Tech he's helped me put stock back in the store. We've been hit really hard trying to get this place and website stock backed up for all you guys, especially here during tournament season. So you can do me a favor, hit the like button, share the video, put it in your favorite group. Let's get a lot of people educated on creature baits tonight. And I've got a few that are kind of my secrets, sleeper baits, and I'm going to give you some tips on rigging them as well. But let's get into some new products. I've had a lot of guys ask me about the Gary Yamamoto Cowboy. This is a new bait from Gary Yamamoto. What's up, Josh? And it is kind of like a hybrid creature bait / grub. So this is the Cowboy right here. Really long tails, almost like a double tail Zoom Fat Albert. And it's got a couple of appendages right here. You can Texas rig this bait. You can use it on the back of a chatterbait. You can put this on the back of a football jig. Very, very versatile. Got several colors. I'm going to put these on the website tonight after the show. I'm going to be gone for about 5 days. I'm going to take a little break, and we're going to get some stuff on there tonight. I'm going to do a little fishing. What's up? What's up, Brandon? Yeah, that'd be great on the back of a football jig. You can really make a really bulky jig with this right here. Back of a swim jig. Really, really good. What's up, Bobby? Here's another color we got in. This is just old famous green pumpkin candy. You know, you can't go wrong with this right here. Really good looking color, Matt. You can fish this on the back of a football head itself, like a weedless Picasso rig, almost like a giant spider grub. I hear you, David. I put in a lot of hours too, buddy. I wish I'd get a little break. What's up, AJ? So that is the new Yamamoto Cowboy. It's about 4.5 inches long. Really awesome bait. Tactical Bass has been talking about this. I may have to take a few to Lake X because I'm going back this weekend and I'm going to try to catch some more janks. And I've got a bait I'm going to throw. A lot of guys have been asking for this one too. It is a swim bait, and it's a big one. This is from Kitech. This is the 7.8 Swing Impact Fat, and that color right there, that is electric shad, and that just looks like a big old fat gizzard right there. So I'm going to rig this up on a 6 or 7/0 jig head, or maybe a 10/0 owner beast, and slow roll this up at Lake X. I guarantee you they'll eat this on Kentucky Lake, California. I know Matt and Tim's talk about it, but it's basically the Swing Impact 4.8, just in a big, super size. A big meal to catch big bass. I'm going to try to add those up there tonight too. I don't have that many, but you can see this thing is like a baby leg on my arm. You know, I'm not saying I have the longest arms in the world. I obviously don't, but it's a pretty good size swim bait. But it's not real heavy. Just another option. Those gizzard shad lakes, you know, they'll crush this thing right here. What's up, Kimber Smith? How you doing, buddy? Hey, Garrett Riles. Hey, you're like 1 or 2 spots in front of my fishing partner at the Costa event. Good job today, Garrett. I definitely watched the weigh-in. Yeah, load up an A-rig with these things right here. What's up, Josh Price? Larry Van Meter, how's it going, buddy? We'll get a lot of people in here. Yes, I think this thing will move easy on a slow retrieve. Matt and Tim told me it's got really good action. I'm also going to tell you guys, I'm going to rig up an underwater camera for Lake X. So we're going to try to get a lot of underwater footage, a lot of baits this weekend. What's up, Lance Freeman? A lot of my buddies joining in, hanging out there at the coast at Table Rock, and I wish every one of you luck. I wish you could all just win and split it up yourself. Take all the money and then come back to Tackle Freaks. That's all I ask. Just win and spend at Tackle Freaks. Kevin, you're fixing to see the actual creature by Yamamoto here in just a little bit. So that's a couple new products we got in. Also got a lot of stuff from Owner Hooks in. We got the new Owner Ned rig heads. They're on the wall. They're on the website. Really nice. Got some new Owner rigging hooks, and I'm going to show you the rigging hook. Great for small creature baits, fat baits, stuff like that. So I've got this big money bag full of creature baits tonight. This come out of my garage, and I'm going to show you the best of the best in here. What's up, Barrett? What's up, Ron? And let me get a swig of Mountain Dew, and let's get started with creature baits. And what better bait to start off with than the brush hog? The brush hog is pretty much the first original creature bait. And if you don't know what a brush hog is, because not everybody that watches these videos fishes all the time or knows a lot, and we're trying to educate people. This is a brush hog. A very slender body you see. Two large appendages back here. Always kind of reminded me of a grasshopper. And then you got two long tails. And you got two arms right here. This color is actually called Huckleberry. This is a special run color. It's basically like a peanut butter and jelly or a plum with a green pumpkin red top. This is an awesome color. What's up, Michael? You're right, JoJo. I tell you what, it tears my rear end up sometimes in the morning. But that is the brush hog. Now I'm going to show you how I like to rig it. And I'm not a big fan of extra wide gap hooks, but they were made for baits like this. So one of my favorite hooks, very simple. This is the Gamakatsu Superline EWG 5/0. I'm going to Texas rig this bait 90% of the time. The other 10%, I'm going to put it on a Carolina rig. This is an awesome bait for a Carolina rig because it's got all these appendages here, and when you're pulling them around, it really makes a lot of motion in the water. These legs tend to have some swimming action. So this is a 5/0 Superline hook, extra wide gap. You'll notice a really wide gap on this right here. Great bait right now, especially around shallow cover, spawning time, brush hog. The big one is really good. I'm going to push it right here, and then I'm going to pull it out. We're just going to assume I have 17-pound fluorocarbon tied on. That's usually what I roll on a brush hog, creature bait. And I'm going to pull this right down. And I'm actually going to pull my eye into the bait. Not real far, but I pull the eye into the bait to where it's nice and even. And then I'm going to push it down right like so. And this EWG hook will line up really perfect on the back of the bait. And I expose it. If you see that hook, I've just got the point into the plastic. That's a good question, Aaron. I do think they're trying to accomplish the same thing. I think if you're on a lake that's got a lot of crawfish, the brush hog tends to get a few more bites. The lizard, when those fish are really spawning hard, it's kind of forgotten about, but man, it absolutely catches them. There's times, you know how bass are, they're finicky. So there is a right way and a wrong way to rig a brush hog. Somebody said, on a brush hog, these two tails right here, the way you know that is when you pull this bait and these things flap up, go over your finger, you see how they flap up? That's the side you want your hook point on. If you come over your finger and they don't really do much, that's not the side I want. I always want this side where they kind of really kick up. That's the side I like rigged up. But really like a 5/0 EWG hook, super line hook, because I'm going to throw this bait around heavy cover, use 17 to 20 pound fluorocarbon. Now I also fish a brush hog. I got deep quite a bit, but I'm going to put it on a Carolina rig. I will change the hook up on a Carolina rig to something like a 5/0, just a standard worm hook, something light wire. But that is the standard size brush hog. Now, maybe you're fishing river areas, or maybe you fish on a smaller diet. That's when I like this right here. That's the baby brush hog. Very, very popular. You're going to get more bites on the baby brush hog. This color is watermelon candy. One of the all-time best sellers right here. Just almost very translucent. The green pumpkin in there. Purple, watermelon candy. I don't care where you go in the country, they'll bite this color. Just going to have a kind of a brim color. The baby brush hog, I'm going to go to a smaller EWG size hook. I actually don't have one here with me. Go to like a 3/0 EWG. That's about the only baits I really throw that in. Very slow retrieve. I'm basically going to throw it, lift my rod tip, drag it a little bit, let it stop. You can take these little baby brush hogs, put them on shaky heads. White color is great on bedfish as well. Finesse Carolina rigging, split shotting. That's really, really good as well. David, I haven't heard nothing from him. I've been really busy, so I haven't checked my phone a lot. But the baby brush hog has definitely been a standard on Kentucky Barkley Lakes for a long time. Get a lot of bites, but you'll get bigger bites on this size right here. And you can see the comparison, baby in this hand, big one on this one right here. There is also another brush hog. A lot of guys forget about this one, and it is a dynamite flipping bait. What's up, Todd? No, you're the man, buddy, and I appreciate it. I hope you're selling lots of tires, man. I'm gonna need some soon. I'm gonna have to come see you. We'll do a live video of you installing my tires. So this is the forgotten bait. This is the Zoom Super Hog, and the Super Hog is very compact, very small, and it is made for punching grass mats, flipping right in the middle of bushes. You can use this on the back of a jig as well. Average weight I use, depending on the water, I usually don't go any lighter than a 1/4 ounce. I don't go any heavier than a 1/2 ounce, even out deep, unless the wind's ripping. But typically in bushes, I'm throwing 3/8 to a 1/2, 1/4 ounce if I'm just going down a shallow cover bank. But this is the Zoom Super Hog, and personally, you can put a really small flipping hook in here. I like this hook right here. This is from Owner. This is the Owner rigging hook. I'll show you a little bit about it. It is an extra wide gap hook, but you'll notice for a 3/0, this is a very finesse size. Well, actually, in this little bitty brush hog right here, the Super Hog, this thing works really, really good. You see, it is almost the perfect size for this Super Hog. Now, it's not a super line, but right there, you can see how good this rigging hook goes up on this Super Hog. Flip that around some covers, some boat docks. You can put it on the back of a jig. You can actually pull these tails right here apart, and you'll get a little bit more action. It's got 2 places to pull them apart. You can put this on a shaky head, and then you can get the standing, the crawfish thing where it's flared out, it's pissed off. That right there is the Super Hog. That is a great bait, especially in vegetation. Heck yeah, man. No problem, Todd. I'll come see you soon, buddy. Great question, William. Do I peg the weight on these? I am a guy, I do not peg my weights hardly ever unless I am punching vegetation. I'm not going to say pegging is the way to go or not the way to go. But I've always had better luck not pegging my weight. The reason is when you hook up, especially in cover or open water, your weight can slide up your line. When it's right down there and those fish come up real quick, I'm always worried I'm going to lose a fish. But that's a personal preference. One guy say peg it all the time. One guy say don't peg it. So that's totally up to you on doing that. Now let's get into some other company stuff. Let me put these to the side here. Let's talk about Strike King real quick. Here's a great bait from Strike King, and it caught on fire last year. Very underrated bait. It is called the Space Monkey, and very popular actually in Alabama, Georgia. I sell a lot of these down there to Georgia. It's kind of a hybrid. It's kind of a cross between a rage craw and a brush hog. And this color's Falcon Lake Craw, really good one. A lot of guys ask about a green pumpkin in red. That is a really good creature bait. The Space Monkey, very popular. Lake Dardanelle, guys really like this bait. Again, if you want to, you can pull these arms off, and you're basically making a different version of a rage crawl. You can pull the legs apart. I'm going to rig that just like I do a brush hog. I'm going to use the EWG style hooks on these baits right here. And that is the Space Monkey from Strike King Rage Tail. Now there's another bait from Strike King I'm going to talk about, and it's kind of a beaver style bait. So let me get out of my bag of tricks here. Y'all have seen this many times. This is the Strike King Structure Bug. And this color is swamp water blue, and I love this color, and I actually use it on the back of my jigs quite a bit. Again, slim profile. You could consider this a beaver bait, one of the most underrated baits up there. I know a lot of guys that have a lot of faith in this bait. When you come to a lay down with 15 turtles on it, they all drop it once, you still catch fish. If it's got turtles, I go away from it. But that right there, awesome flipping bait. Good on a Carolina rig. Really good on a wobble head. That structure head with the structure bug is a very good bait fishing out deep. You can pull the arms off this thing, rig it on the back of a chatterbait or a rage blade. Awesome action. I bet, yeah, bite it off the head, put it on a jig. This is a super versatile bait. Now, I'm not going to get real picky on color. This is just one I pulled out of my package. This is awesome on the back of a black and blue jig. Awesome by itself in dirty water. So that's the structure bug. And they also make a Magnum version that's about 1 inch bigger and thicker. The guys that like them big baits, they make it. So let's put that one back in the bag. That's from Strike King. Mr. Twister. I'm just picking up stuff. This is the pocket hog, and very similar to a brush hog. It's the pocket hog. Dude, somebody has got my pack and jacked this bait up. What in the world? So the pocket hog, very similar to a brush hog. Do you ever fish skirted weights followed by flipping hooks, or just a jig man? Seth, I do not. Just don't have the grass here like we used to. If I fish grass, I definitely have a punch rig. The pocket hog raiser from Mr. Twister. This one's watermelon candy. Very similar to the brush hog. Same style of body. A very slender body. 2 arms and 2 appendages. Now the appendages on the hog raiser are not as long as the brush hog, but the trade-off is the tail is the same length. And Mr. Twister tails are really awesome. This thing has a tendency to float a little bit more. It's got the holes in the bottom here, and they kind of fill up with air and make this thing stand up quite a bit. Really, actually probably one of the better ones on a Carolina rig. I really like this. Very good bait. They got some awesome colors. Mr. Twister does. Really good price, $3.99 for a bag. That's actually cheaper than the brush hogs. It's okay, Ray, no big deal. Let's see what else we got on here. All right, let's move on because my battery, guys, is lasting not at all. Gotta get a drink. What's up, Austin Brown? All right, very underrated creature bait coming up here. I have used the game hog. I've got several, Blake. They're at my house, and they're kind of, the packaging's so big on the game hog. Oh, let me go I gotta go get a bait real quick, guys. Whew. Sorry about that. Now I'm back. You cannot forget about this right here, the game hog. Oh, I'm sorry, the big packaging was in the Rage Hog, but this is the game hog from Strike King. A lot of people think Rage Bug, Rage Hog, all kinds of stuff, Space Monkey, but they forget about the game hog, which is just a little beefier profile than the baby brush hog and has a lot of action. Austin, if he would have called me before 3 o'clock, but man, I don't think I could have got them overnighted to him quick enough. Yes, NetBait has a great one, JoJo. Don't have any with me. NetBait makes a great creature bait, but there's the game hog. I think it's the Mad Packer. The Mad Packer is an awesome bait. I'm running out of room in this shop, but I promise I'll have some Mad Packers in here pretty soon. Yep, D-Bomb and Rodent are good for flipping. More of a beaver style bait, and I'll go over those next week. But the game hog it's got that coffee scent, so it just take you a big sniff before you're ready to blast off in the morning. You'll get the juice ready. I know, Chris, I ain't gonna give away your secrets, but I know you like these game hogs. Yeah, Timber Dog's a good bait, Kyle. Basically, it's a knockoff of a brush hog, but it's got that nice Charmer scent on it. Really stinks good, you know, got that good stink. Hopefully we'll still be able to get Charmers very soon. Great bait. They make a lot of good stuff. It floats. Everybody likes a good beaver, JoJo. I don't know anybody that doesn't. If they don't like a good beaver, they're probably not watching this show. I'm just going to be real honest with you. But let's move on. Somebody said Kinky Beaver. And Kinky Beaver is a really good bait from Reaction Innovations. Built like your sweet beaver, but it has the two little tails at the bottom. So this is going to be more of your traditional creature style bait. Wish Yum still made the Susie. It was, yes, that is a good bait. But this is the Kinky Beaver for all you that like a little kinkiness in your creature bait. And a lot of guys forget about this when they sweet beaver this, small beaver that. But this is the Kinky Beaver. And I use a different hook on this. I'll use a EWG. But I want to show you guys a trick very soon. Instead of putting your hook point down the center of this bait, let me see if I can get this 5/0, which is really too big. 4/0 is perfect for the beaver. Instead of putting your hook right down the center, your hook point, because these baits do tend to split at this spot. If you'll go in, you see this, go in a little bit on the side and let it come out of the side and rest in that center, you'll save a whole lot more baits right there than you will if you just put it right down the middle. You can get about 2 more fish. And that's the Kinky Beaver EWG style hook. I've even used a straight shank with these and done really, really well. Does your beaver stink? Let me smell this. No, the Reaction Innovations Kinky Beaver doesn't really stink. It doesn't have any scent on it. It's just a normal plastic bait. But they got a new creature bait. It's been selling really, really well, guys. And I got to use it. You'll see it on YouTube pretty soon. This is the Man Bear Pig. and it's got more of that traditional brush haul style. If you've watched YouTube, you've probably seen me talk about this one. This color is called Coosa Special, like a watermelon red with some black. This is a great bait. Very slender profile. Man, I don't think Reaction Innovations makes anything that sucks. I mean, there might be some baits that aren't as popular as others, but for the most part, Aaron, they make great products and they're all pretty unique. One thing cool about this is, see this little triangular shape right here? This is to catch the hook of your eye or your keeper on like your flipping hook. You're on Lake of the Ozarks and getting skunked. Man, throw a Spro rock crawler. You'll catch one. Shay, that's I got a couple buddies tossing that around over there. But this is to keep from busting the end. Allows you to catch a few more fish. It really catches that, like an owner jungle hook, the keeper, or the grip pin on a mustad. Speaking of grip pin, I'm going to talk about that really quickly. So let me get one of my own baits in here. We'll go ahead and talk about this bait. This is a Dean Rojas Fighting Frog. Alright. I'll appreciate it, Lee. We got some more coming next week. So this is the Fighting Frog, and I kind of discovered this because a lot of guys were ordering these from me and fishing South Barkley, and I thought, man, let me get up on that. What is this? Some guys call it the angry beaver, but one thing that's cool about this creature bait, it's got a very good swimming action. And I have found that this hook right here, this is the Mustad Grip Pin Max, is a must-have for this bait, and it's actually probably one of the best hooks you can use for a D-bomb as well. So I'm going to show you why I like this hook so much. And this is a 4/0 size, 4/0 Grip Pin Max. There's two sides to the Fighting Frog. There's this side right here, which is flat, and then there's this side with the ribs and this little pocket. So I personally rig it with this side facing the eye. Go in. I come out at the first part of that little middle section, if you can see that right there. And this grip pin has a little pin, and this is to hold your bait. Come on down with it, and I'll pull that hook till that grip pin is right there, and then I'll go down and I'll push this thing up, and you see that grip pin is holding the plastic on that bait. And then this little slit kind of covers the hook point. This bait's a little tough to get the point buried in, but man, this thing will straight catch him. You see that grip pin has got a hold to the head. It's going to keep your plastic from balling up on the hook set. You'll catch a lot more fish like this. This bait's pretty weedless. I really like this to pitch it right near a bush and let it sit there, go up and down, and then swim back to the boat. That is a Mustad Grip Pin Max flipping hook. And this is a 4/0. They also make them at EWG as well, which is really good with these creature baits, because this bulky plastic, you don't want it to bulk up on a flipping hook. And the way that pin is right there, it just does not allow that plastic to do that. So, but the Fighting Frog is a sweet bait. I actually really like this bait. Got some on stock on TackleFreaks.com. Let me put this back in the package. See what else we got in here. See what else I got. I don't have any D-bombs, but what I've got is the Missile Baits Destroyer. The Destroyer is probably one of the largest profile creature baits out there, and as John Cruz said on our show a couple weeks ago, a really awesome bedding bait. Very big, large profile, great on bedding fish, great on the outsides of grass. You can swim this thing, you can reel it slow. What's up, Jesse? Again, the grip pin is a good hook for this if you're going to flip it. And let me find a D-bomb and show you guys this real quick. And I want to give kudos to one of my buddies over at Murray State showing me this. Because I personally had trouble using EWG hooks or other flipping hooks and getting hooked up. This color's dill pickle, beaver bait. You can see the difference. D-bomb, destroyer. The destroyer is a little thinner, definitely a lot longer on the tail. You're going to get more of a swimming action than a flapping action. But big tip for you. So same thing on the D-bomb. This is why I like the grip pin. Come in, and you'll pull it down, and that little pin on these D-bombs really holds right there in the plastic. And all you gotta do is just push that hook through. And the cool thing is these ribs make it very, very easy to expose that plastic, and you are ready to catch a few janks. They make a grip pin extra wide gap hook as well if you're not very comfortable with the flipping hook. So just want to show you that, guys. The ribs on these things really protected. Very good. This bait right here is very good on a wobble head. Z-Man does make a creature. I don't really carry any. Blake, I do have one pack of blueberry baby brush hogs. I'm loading those on the site. I've almost got that ready. Regular brush hogs are on there. We're trying to get more and more on every day, guys. I appreciate it. But that's the destroyer. Put that in my pile. Next bait I've got here is another one from Yamamoto. Pit Boss is repackaging power bait, and that's true, Aaron. Only available at Bass Pro Shop right now. So if you want power bait Pit Bosses, you got to go Bass Pro. But coming in 2019, that'll be available to TackleFreaks.com and other retailers. Hopefully you buy them here. This is one of my favorite creature baits. Very underrated. Yamamoto flappin hog. This thing right here is one of those baits the pros fish all the time, and you don't hear them talk about it. I know this because I've seen them in a lot of these guys' boats. I've seen them rigged up. It is just a really deadly creature bait, designed to fish really slow. This is the normal size. They also make a large size. What's cool about this, and let's compare it to the cowboy. I even got the same color. We'll compare this to the cowboy. So you can see there's some creature hog inspiration. Cowboy, creature hog. Notice they got the same style body, whereas that cowboy is so much bigger. This one's smaller. This is designed to create more swimming action. This is going to be a flat fall, and when it sits down, you see how you kind of have the defensive position of a crawdad right there. That's where this bait's really, really good. They're super soft, so they do tear up easy, but man, this is an awesome shallow cover pitching flipping bait, big time. That is the Yamamoto flapping hog. Very good bait. And a lot of guys forget about it. A lot of guys are winning money on that bait as well and don't talk about it. What's up, Gary McDowell? Let's see what else we got. We just got a few more to cover. About 90% of these creature baits are on TackleFreaks.com, guys. Hit that code tonight, Baitman. Save 10% off. We'll get your order out to you ASAP. I'm going to be gone for 5 days, but old Benji's going to take care of it. This is another good one. Very underrated bait. What hook on that flapping hog? I'll use like a 3/0 or a 4/0 EWG Superline hook, or we can go to like a 3/0 flipping hook on that. I personally like the owner hooks very well, but use whatever you're comfortable with then. This is the Jackal chunk craw, and it has a lot going on, and it stinks. Yes, Robert, we are getting more Mr. Twister stick baits. I made another order, probably be here next week, and if you ordered any, you'll get them as soon as they come in. Again, guys, I do apologize because our website is not linked up with our inventory in the store just yet. We got so much inventory. We're trying to get that done in the next couple of months to make things a lot easier for you. Jackal chunk craw, very underrated. This bait is really, really good for smallmouth. They like it. I don't know why. It also makes an awesome jig trailer. Very good bait, and it's got some stank on it. I mean, it stinks. It's bad. Do not put these around your wife. She's going to get really, really mad. But the cool thing about this, and I've seen guys, they pinch these big legs off and they have this real small trailer, or they'll pinch this off and all these little things, and they'll have just a normal like Texas rig crawl. Very, very good bait. That color is called just black and blue. Usually Jackal's got some crazy color, but that's just black and blue right there. Another really good creature bait, and there's so many I'm not getting a name. Net bait, Mad Pack of Craws, really good. Who else makes the Charmers? Makes a good one. Riot Baits. Oh, I got to go get another bait in just a second from Gambler Lures. I got to show you all. But this one is won a lot of money, and that is the Biffle bug. Jensen, all you gotta do is send me a message, and I'll make sure we get it taken care of. This right here is the Biffle bug, and as you know, it's deadly on the Biffle hardhead. I always say this is the bait with the tongue because it looks like Gene Simmons. Hey, rock and roll all night, buddy. Party every day. Got the big tongue on it, and it flaps behind here. And this is a really good bait. Believe it or not, this is a really good flipping bait. And I know guys that actually pinch the tongue off and flip it just like that. Do you have a Facebook page or just a website for my stuff? Chase, tacklefreaks.com, buddy. That's a website. We also have a Facebook page, but this is the website for the stuff, man. And then you can log on to YouTube and watch awesome Baitman videos. But without a doubt, tacklefreaks.com. That's where we sell these baits at. No problem, Jason. I appreciate it, man. We'll have more Grinches. April 25th, I got a ship date on those. Whew, hope we'll order some more. I've even seen pictures of bass caught on the Grinch already, so that is awesome. But give the Biffle bug a try. This is my favorite color. It's called Bama Bug. Kind of a green pumpkin with some blue. Getting low on these. Got to add more. And finally, another bait that Jason Christie, Randy Flowers, tagged Jason Christie. The real Jason Christie. The one that, this is the biggest creature bait I have ever seen. This, well, it's one of the biggest USA ones. This is the Magnum Christie Critter. I mean, this is a big ass bait, let's just be honest with you. So when you've got these big creature baits, it is hard to find a hook. Well, that's where Owner has come in with these big jungle wide gaps. So this is a 5/0 hook. You just take this whole big jungle wide gap. See how big that gap is? Get up in that Magnum Christie creature and just pull her on down there. With all that big chunk of plastic now, you got a Magnum sized hook for it. This is actually a really good bait. A lot of guys make fun of it. This is a great Carolina rig bait. You can go behind guys on fishing ledges with a big giant worm and throw this. 11/0 Owner, man, you don't need a hook that big. I'll be honest with you. I think most guys throw way too big hooks. I know a lot of guys that throw a 3/0 on a 10-inch worm, but 11/0, you don't have to have a hook that covers the whole bait. And the reason is, if you ever see underwater footage of a lot of bass, they attack the head. Now, they do come from the back. Don't get me wrong. But right here, that's the head. They want to kill it. But that is a giant, that's a giant creature bait. That is the Yum Magnum Christie Critter. Tag Jason Christie right here. The real Jason Christie. Y'all know that guy. And I'm going to be honest, let's do a little talk here. There's another angler on Facebook. His name's Jason Christie. Seems like a really nice guy. But evidently, a lot of people, especially this guy called Randy Flowers, confuses him with the real guy. And I crack up all the time because this guy's tagging the wrong person and everything. But evidently, today in the Bassmaster Elite Series, Open, another angler called him out and said, yeah, the real Jason Christie with the Y weighed in. The next guy was like, yeah, the real Jason Christie, not the one that's an imposter. And I guess Jason Christie was complaining, not the classic Jason Christie, or this bait was said, I had too many people around me today, and the other guy said, not really, there shouldn't have been that much fish because she only weighed like 2 pounds. And I was like, I just cannot believe that happened. So I guess it's just unfortunate that guy's last name matches up with one of the greatest fishermen out there right now. But I am going to get on my soapbox for just a minute, guys. Please, when FLW or Bassmaster that comes to your hometown, do not get on Facebook and say, hey, look at me, I got 19 pounds a day, I could be the lead. Man, get out of here with that. These guys that are fishing the tour, they do this for a living. They're traveling 200 days a year, and they're putting up the entry fees. Chris, the baby will be back probably the 1st of May into April. And I got a ton coming. I mean, a ton of babes. Trash Fish will be here. Osprey will be here. It's going to go down at Tackle Freaks for big swim mates. But what I'm trying to say, when the pros come to your lake, this is not your time to go out and say, oh, well, by God, I caught 24 pounds. Jason Lambert only caught 23. I'm king of the Tennessee River. No, you're not, because you're not paying $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 entry fees. You're not fishing for a living. Oh, there's a lot of these guys out there. If they don't get a check, they don't make any money. You're going to go to your job, if you got a job, hopefully you do, and you're going to get a paycheck every week. These guys don't get a paycheck every week. If they don't catch fish, if their line breaks, if their lower unit goes out, they may not get a check. You can say what you want about the Cumberland 12-inch smallmouth rule. Let's just be honest. If you're weighing in 12-inch smallmouth, you're not making the top 10. You're not winning. Also, that dude had photos of bright sunny days. When was it bright and sunny on Cumberland? Early in the morning? That's it? And, you know, I don't want to call the guy out, and I'm not bashing him as a bad person. I mean, it's different if, say, I'm out here fishing on Kentucky Lake, and it's during the FLW event, fishing my own tournament, and, hey, I catch 25 pounds, and it takes 23 to lead. I could jokingly say, awesome, man, I had 25 pounds today. I feel really good. You know, Kelly Jordan, he only had 23. That's no big deal, no harm, no foul. But I'm not going to go, and as Rodney Carrington says, I'm not going to go to your work and throw rocks at you. When I'm mowing my yard, don't come on my property and throw rocks at me. I'm not, you know, I'm obviously not an armchair quarterback, except maybe better coach than Butch Jones, but who isn't. I'm not going to go out there and tell Tom Brady, hey, man, I can throw the football 60 yards. I could win the Super Bowl 4 times. Come on. And I just thought that was very, very weird and not a good representative of the fishermen in Kentucky, because we have some awesome guys, and I think most people know better. The guy got what he wanted. He got a lot of attention. He got his clicks and his likes. But we all know that most of these guys on the tour are really nice guys, and from my experience, really good guys. And I hope y'all enjoyed seeing Zach Burge make a big run. And my boy Clint Davis had a great tournament, finishing 3rd place. Got that Tackle Freaks logo everywhere. We got to send Clint some more baits. He is a good dude. And I'm really glad to see some momentum. Zach Burge sitting in 2nd in Angler of the Year points. I hadn't looked how he did at the Open today, but I'm going to leave you on a note here. Guys, we're fixing to get into warmer water temperatures, and I'm guilty of it. We've all taken the hero photo, you know, 3 or 4 bass. Take a photo while you're out on the water. Catch, photo, release. Now, I've taken some awesome photos in the fall or the spring where that water's cooler and those fish aren't really spawning. They're in a stage of in and out. And you can hold them in there for a couple minutes, an hour, and take a photo. I don't like taking them across the lake. Different if I'm in a private lake like Lake X, but Kentucky Lake, ledge season, post-spawn, anywhere in the south, guys, take a catch it, take a photo, have your buddy take a photo, release it. Now, if you got hooked one or hit one in the tongue, I understand. And from what I was told, the photo I put on my personal page of the dead fish, there was something in his live well. But I feel like this. You shouldn't be putting fish in your live well in practice. It's practice. You shouldn't even be catching them. As Alan Ivers says, it's practice. We're talking about practice. Not a game, not a tournament, but practice. No fish in your live well in practice. Now, if you're a guide and you got 2 or 3 guys out there and you're catching them every cast and you want to put a couple in there and before you leave to the next spot, before it gets too hot, take a nice photo, I get that. You got to advertise. But you don't need to haul them across the lake. Now, guys are going to say, well, you haul them across the lake in a tournament. You're right. And when you do that, you know the risk of hauling your fish from one part of the lake to the other because you get the dead fish penalty. So there's a whole lot of difference between catch and release and practice. But guys, I really appreciate it. I'm going to take a break for a few days. If you haven't, subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/thebaitmantv. I'm going to do a giveaway to Lake X. So I'm going to get permission from Jimmy if he'll let me. I'm going to take a subscriber fishing on Lake X sometime. But we got some giveaways coming up, and let's try to get close to 5,000 subs by the end of April. Just about 400 more. I'm going to do lots of videos. Leave a comment in here. What kind of video do you want me to do? I love doing top baits, top 5s, how to fish, how to rig stuff, tips and tricks, swim bait videos, whatever you guys want. Hats will be coming back in next week. I'm going to help Ryan get some of this stuff up before I go. I'm going to go put the Cowboys on the website and the Fat Kitex. Guys, I really appreciate everything. Sorry I'm not more in depth. I'm really excited about taking some off time, and appreciate every one of you every week, Thursday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, right here on the Baitman channel. God bless.